And hang up? We're going live. We're live right now. Did she? I know she had a fever the first day, but did she get to go the second?
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't see that anyway. So happy Monday. We are
Monday. What day is it? Monday.
It's definitely a Monday. It's a busy Monday. I've already done Mike in the Midwest today just because the week's going to get away.
Oh, yeah.
And so I had a 45-minute window. Really didn't have that window, but I forced it. And so I got that show. I usually do it on Tuesday mornings. So I got that one done. Because Pearl Day is not as bad as the
right.
metal precious as the metals get less precious.
The days get busier.
It's more stressful.
Yes. Yes. Pearl, not very stressful. Platinum, still not very stressful.
Not too bad.
Gold, getting a little more stressful.
Start to play. Yeah.
Silver,
dude. And then I'm going out. So Friday, Ben's covering for me Friday and Saturday because I'm going to Mallory and Paige are going to a concert at Wrigley Field Friday night.
Oh my gosh.
In Chicago. That was her Christmas present. And so we got to drive Mallory up to meet Paige. And the concert's all night. It's the gates open at 4 and concerts go they'll take the stage 8. So Pam and I are just gonna get a dinner on Michigan Avenue or whatever, a pizza place or something.
Yeah.
And then come home Saturday night. We got a hotel for Friday night. We're picking up Riley, so that'll be good.
You want your dog back?
I do, man. I miss that dog so bad. It's so lonely here without her. It's bad. Yeah, I need Riley back. But I know it'll be a whole thing because I know Paige won't want to give her up, but Paige is super busy. It was her dead week there for a little while in basketball, so they couldn't do any recruiting or anything like that for NCAA. But now it's back on. The team's in town, they're practicing, so
yeah,
it'll be a thing.
All right, so who are they seeing in concert?
Morgan Wallen, who's a country singer.
Okay, I'm I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's a really hot country singer. I like his music. His music is actually really, really good. Pam and I debated because she has the e-tickets in her email or whatever.
Yeah.
E-tickets, whatever. So she has the tickets. I'm we should just not give them to the girls. Should go to the Wrigley Field. I don't care even if it's a baseball game. Wrigley Field is the bomb. I love Wrigley Field. Yes, they're going to see him. But so the thing here's why they're going to Chicago, right? Because all Mallory's friends are going in high school because he comes to St. Louis after Chicago, but it's during the cruise. It's July 5th or something. He comes to Busch Stadium. And so this was the compromise, right? Well, Paige is in Chicago. You try to get your tickets at Wrigley Field, and because that was a Christmas present. So we got it. So now we have to drive all the way to Chicago so they can go to the concert because we're going to be on a cruise. She doesn't get to go with her friends. I'm you get to go with your sister and you get to go to Wrigley Field.
Right. And you get to go on the cruise.
Yeah, and a cruise. I know. And it's going to be awesome. So yeah, she's like mini me. She's so excited for the cruise. Now we're watching videos on YouTube. But here's my deal. I won't watch anything about the Wish. I'll watch the fantasy or the dream or something because I want that, I want to get excited about seeing the cruise ships and people getting on and stuff. But I don't want to be spoiled for the Wish. I know enough about the Wish, but I don't know. I haven't watched any vlogs or anything. So I do not spoiler free as much as possible. Anyhow, let me pull up some questions. People are trickling in. Let us know if you're here. I see some people are here. So comments there. If you have a question, ask away because we are all ears today. Scott may join us for the second show. He may jump in for this one. He was a little under the weather, but turn off the TV. Or at least mute it. Gopher just married a Norwegian heiress. They're on a Norwegian on the Royal Viking Sky.
I don't know that ends well though, Mike. I'm just gonna say.
And Isaac's a robot. There's two Isaacs. One of them's a robot.
No,
it's controlled by Telly Savalas. It's pretty awesome. I kind of don't want to record the show because I want to see how this ends. I gotta see how this.
Why don't you just DVR it?
Because it's on Pluto TV and I just stream it down here at the office. It'll come on again in another day. They only show so many episodes. It's wild. That would be Pamela. I'm sure has the most cruises, even though I'm platinum, but you're probably pearl. No, you're not pearl, are you?
So some of my cruises don't count in there.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah. I know. That's
I have a lot of cruises under my belt. I'm just gonna say that.
Sure. Oh, hey Kate, this is the UK special when we record early. It's prime time in the UK today. That's right. All right, we gotta do this. Here we go. 2307. Big announcement coming. Here we go. Welcome to episode number 2000. Wait, that's not right. That's not what I usually say. I know, because I was looking over at the. Hang on. We do record mono. No, we record mono. That's right.
Have we done that?
Okay, here we go again, because I got off my thing. Happy Wednesday. Okay, here we go. Yeah.
Thousands of episodes in. Here's where it falls apart.
It's a Monday. I'm telling you, man. It's a Monday of a Monday. Here we go. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to episode number 2307 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I screwed up again. Shut up. Here we go. God dang it. Here we go. Can't believe this. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to episode number 2307 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel, which you can find over at themagicforless.com. Just stuck that in there. We are here to answer your listener questions. It is a Wednesday. It is the middle of June. And we're getting ready to go on an epic cruise with our listeners here in less than 2 weeks. It's 12 days from today as this show releases, and cannot be more excited to get down to Port Canaveral, meet all of our friends, eat chicken tenders, sail off to the Bahamas, hang out at Castaway Cay, have way too much to eat at Cookies too, maybe run a 5K, and just have a blast. So we're going to have so much fun. But until then, we've got a lot of podcasts to record. We're going to have fun doing it. So joining me today, of course, it is Wednesday, so it's time to answer your listener questions. Your friend in mind, the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, Pam Forrester. Pam, happy Wednesday. What's up?
Happy Wednesday. So I have a conference at Universal right before we are leaving for the podcast cruise. So I just got back from Disneyland. I'm unpacking to repack to go. So things are crazy, and in a good way, busy, crazy. I've been saying my summer's really busy with about 100 things I really want to do. So that's a good kind of busy, I think.
It is a good kind. So you actually kind of want to get like a mini trip report on Friday's show about Disneyland. We're also going to talk about the holiday happenings at Walt Disney World on Friday, a little Christmas in June, because I can't talk enough about Jollywood Nights.
Jollywood.
Oh man, that's for once perfect name. It's great, and it's got everything I would like in a holiday hard ticket event, except for the big price. But can't get around that. I mean, it's just, otherwise everybody they're being they got everybody want the tickets, but it's one of those things. We talked about that, Scott and I, on Sunday night, which that show comes out tomorrow on the feed. We get calls about it and everything else, but we'll talk about that on Friday. But real quick, give us what was one good thing about your Disneyland trip last week? Man, I love being out there. I
know, right? So Hannah had not seen the Avengers Campus, and she's a big Avengers fan. We all so enjoy the movies, the older ones, like the original Marvel movies. I think up until Endgame and all of that were sort of really our favorite. We sort of love that. Although we love Shang-Chi, so that's another one that I like. But anyways, so she hadn't had the opportunity to see that, so I was really glad that she got that. And it's amazing. If you haven't been out there, Avengers Campus is very much like you stepped into a Marvel movie. There, you're going to see characters about Spider-Man, Thor, Iron Man, Black Widow, Black Panther, the whole thing. So that part of it, I think, is just so unique. It's really unique to a Disney park because we know we can't see those characters wandering around Walt Disney World. So that's fun. I also love the 2 nighttime shows that they're doing there for the 100th celebration. World of Color, the one that they have for the 100th celebration, and of course the Disneyland Park fireworks are both spectacular. tears were shed, I will say, at that fireworks thing. And you get to see characters. For those of you who haven't ever seen a Disneyland fireworks show, they actually have some characters that sort of fly around the castle during the fireworks show. And we got to see the Blue Fairy do that. And also Baymax is part of the new show. So some really cool things going on out there. The nighttime shows at Disneyland are spectacular, don't you think? Why are they better? It's not fair.
Nighttime out there seems even more magical than Walt Disney World, and I love Walt Disney World at night. I think it's amazing, but it feels like, I don't know, like when the sun starts to set, especially at Disneyland. Well, I mean, California Adventure, I don't know, maybe it's California sunsets. I mean, they're pretty gorgeous. I mean,
they're pretty good
too. They're pretty amazing. I mean, they beat Missouri's on my deck, and mine aren't too bad. But it's I don't know, the locals start to maybe show up to, just pop in, maybe there's like a new, like, it's like the park is almost kind of reborn, like it's
there's a buzz.
Yeah, around dinner time, both parks seem to kind of get kind of like a second wind. And the thing I like about the fireworks at Disneyland Park itself is, I was going to ask you this question, is like, where did you watch them from? Because when I went down in February for that special, it was like late March, they were showing us that fireworks show, but they're like, you can see this in 4 or 5 different locations in the park, and it's a different show. So I saw it in front of Small World with the projections.
Yes.
It was incredible, but you saw it at the castle. So you actually do kind of see a different show no matter where you're standing.
You do. And we actually saw it 3 different ways. We saw it from Main Street, we saw it back from Small World, and we also saw it in front of Tom Sawyer's Island. They do a production show there as well. So that's really kind of a cool thing. I almost liked in front of Small World better than I liked it on Main Street. And part of that is because the projections there are so super crisp. They sort of are, you can really see what the projections are. And I think when you're on Main Street and at the castle, it's a little more challenging to see that. I mean, both Steve and Hannah and we all sort of looked at each other and were like, oh my gosh, I did not see that from when we were standing in front of the castle. So that's a cool thing.
And they told us, like, all the insides at that event I went to, how they use butterflies as transitions. There's butterflies in all kinds of Disney movies to denote, all kinds of symbolism. Again, it's a quaint experience at Disneyland Park, and it feels like the fireworks are closer to you. Mm-hmm. And it just feels right at night. Like, I mean, I don't know, put on a shirt, like Disneyland is right at night. Like, it's just, it's wonderful, and like I went that night, I went and had dinner at El Rancho del Zocalo, and I was like Kevin Costner in Field of Dreams, like, is this heaven? No, this is Rancho del Zocalo. Disneyland. This was before the Phantasmic dragon went up in flames. So that was
yes.
So, anyway, we're here to answer your listener questions. William's in the chat. We love to see him, William. He came on our live show with a great setup, and we talked with him, and he's getting ready to go on his first Disneyland trip here very soon. He says,
fun.
Give him one tip real quick. Just be in there. Give William one tip for a first timer going here shortly.
Oh man. Get there in the morning. Be there if you're staying on site. Get there at 7:30. That extra 30 minutes, we did so much. We knocked it out so much during that time. And the other thing is Genie Plus, get it for one of the days there. We pretty much had everything done that we really wanted to do by like noon one day. I mean, it was just that good. But yeah, the 30 minutes is golden. And I say this, it is true at Walt Disney World too.
Yes.
The 30 minutes you get when you're staying on site,
it's more than 30 minutes in return. It's like
100%.
You probably get 90 minutes back for using that 30 minutes early.
At least. And it's even more effective out in California because so many people are local. And so I think they underestimate the time it will take to get ready, or they run into traffic or whatnot. So they're not getting there until maybe 10, 11 o'clock, whatnot. That 30 minutes, really, you would not even believe this. You can walk into Fantasyland and do almost every attraction in that 30 minutes.
Yeah, because I mean, they're literally, you walk, and Scott told me this before I went down last summer, right? He's like, you won't believe it. He's like, you'll walk off Snow White, and like within 30 seconds, you can be in line for Toad. And then after Toad, you can be in line for Peter Pan.
Yes.
And then you can just walk right over to Dumbo, and then you can do Alice. And, it's like, the canal boats. I mean, And he's right. I mean, it's
Yes.
tight is right at Disneyland. I mean, you do not spend it's like the anti Epcot, right? Because Epcot, say you're going from Soarin' to Frozen Ever After. I mean, yeah, it might only be, 10 minutes at each attraction, but it's a 20-minute walk. I mean,
I know, right?
Far, it's
Yes.
a long walk. So
Yeah.
anyway, I had a good time. We'll talk a bit more on Friday. So give us think about a couple more tips. I love
right.
talking Disneyland. It's always fun to sprinkle that in where we can. And Tanja here, my good friend Lizard, see her at the races, says the shows are incredible. I think that's the part of the entire day that her husband enjoys the most. She put in the chat, and I agree, man. The entertainment. I mean, I always told myself when I was out there a couple times, like, it's because you're in Hollywood, right? I mean, acting's a little bit better.
Yes.
But every waiter I had or waitress, I was always like, they just want to be a actor. They're just waiting tables to kill time until they're in the next blockbuster. I guess.
Well, yeah, it's true. It's true. And the other thing is, for those who don't know, Adventures by Disney actually has a Southern California adventure that includes both time in the Disney studios, in Jim Henson's Muppet Studios, and then also time at Disneyland. And I'm going to be doing that in August. It has been on my bucket list for the longest time. And I know I'm really, really excited about it. But the great thing about a Disneyland vacation is, even if you aren't doing the Adventures by Disney part of it, is that you can plan one of those last minute. That's the other thing I wanted to stress to people. If you haven't planned your summer vacation yet, don't worry. You can plan a Disneyland trip.
Yeah, and they're awesome. I'm telling you, man. My family's already dying to go back. Like, they're asking, like, we're going back next year. Like, guys, we're at that point. We got to decide. We're either gonna do a 7-night cruise on the Fantasy, because Mallory really wants to go back to Mexico. She wants to do the Amazing Race with me because I did it with Paige twice.
Right.
To be old enough. Cosmel do the Amazing, and I love it. I'll do it again. I've done it twice, but I'll do it 3 times. So she wants to do that. I mean, you always want to do something with your daughter. So, and I love, longer cruise the better. So either a 7-night, but I kind of want to do an Eastern, or I want to do something else, but whatever, or Disneyland. And it's a tough call, and I can't decide right now. So
I know
that's a tough Disney choice that we haven't settled quite yet. So. All right, first question.
Disney choices.
I know, it's another podcast for another day, which will probably be coming up because we need some evergreen shows while we're out on the cruise, and that sounds like a good one. So we're here in the next few weeks. Anyway, Natalie's got a question here in the inbox. Says, hey, Mike, I have a trip coming up in August, right before Labor Day. We're currently doing 5 nights at Coronado. She says never stayed there before, and very excited for that. And we're thinking about doing a split stay with Caribbean Beach. Also, never stayed there. Do you think it would be worth switching halfway through the trip? Also, which resort do you like better of the two? Guessing you're going to say Coronado, LOL. Thanks, Natalie. So it's 5 nights. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. You always got to think about how long it is. And it's also, here's the question I don't have. We got a few sentences here, but not a whole lot. Like, how busy are you going to be? Like, if you're going to be in the parks a lot, 5 nights, maybe don't do the split. Maybe go to Caribbean Beach next time and really enjoy Coronado for all that it has, with the dig site pool, 3 bridges, Maya Grill, Toledo. What else you got there? You got Rick's Sports Lounge if you enjoy that kind of stuff. And just the grounds. And it's a great location for visiting the theme parks. But then Caribbean Beach, the argument there is you got the Skyliner, great feature pool, share the resources of the Riviera when it comes to like counter service dining. You can walk over there and have something at Primo Piatto, maybe have a drink at Bar Riva. I don't know. What do you think? Because you are the queen of the split, but I would say this time I would just stick with Coronado because it's a new experience. And then that keeps a new experience in your hip pocket for your next trip.
I agree. So I am the queen of the split stay, but I am also a professional at the split stay. I have it down to a science. So, my family really, whoever is traveling with me gets good at packing and unpacking. And I've said this many, many times, but packing cubes are absolutely what saves us. And just the fact that we travel so often that we really do have it down to a science. A 5-night stay would be probably would not be ideal for the split stay, I will say. I try to go, like, if you have a 4 and a 3 or something like that, I think that's easier to do because you really get to go into one resort and sort of unpack and experience it all and whatnot. And I think you will find so much that you really enjoy doing at Coronado that you won't really need to switch. Mike and I both love Coronado. So getting one of the better, I think, resorts, moderate resorts. It's sort of a moderate, but feels like a deluxe with the amount of the lawn care service. Of course, it's Monday, right?
No, keep going. We're good. We podcast your story. I was looking. I was like, is there an airplane coming over me? Like I'm looking around, because we live by like an executive airport, and I'm like, dude, maybe they're coming in hot. I don't know. You had me nervous there for a second.
I know.
I'm like, I should be able to hear that, but maybe they're coming through the mic and it's really, really close. They're buzzing. Ghost Rider, this is Maverick. We're crossing a flyby.
And we can always hear it, like when they're mowing near you. We can always hear it more than it translates through the microphone. But yes, Brad, Monday, yes.
My pirate next door neighbor is not mowing currently. I've told about Brad, who he's now flying a Pirates flag, even though he's not a Pittsburgh Pirates fan or a Buccaneers fan. He just said, I kind of feel like a pirate nowadays. I'm like, dude, go do you, because he has a pirate flag flying on front of his house.
Right. But anyways, what I really want to say is just go. I think for this trip, just go and enjoy Coronado. I think you'll really have a fantastic time. There's so much to do and see there, all the different restaurants. You're going to want to walk around that lake in the evening because it's really just a cool experience. You're going to want to do the evening events. You're going to want to see a movie under the stars. And I think part of the thing that does happen when you do a split stay is you sort of lose some resort time. Like you're homeless for a part of your vacation because chances are you need to check out of your one resort, but your room at your next resort will not be available. And that can be inconvenient depending on what you have planned that day. So consider that. But I would just, I would focus on one this time. And then, like Mike said, keep Caribbean Beach there for the next time.
Good call. And it's a tough call because, like William says, he's addicted to the Skyliner, so he stays at Caribbean Beach now and he goes to Walt Disney World. And I get that.
I do too.
The resort aspect, I enjoy Coronado more because it does feel deluxe. Like even Mallory said, like we're staying at the Coronado for 2 nights before the podcast cruise. We're going down on July 1st and we cruise on the 3rd. And she said, but I want to stay in the tower because it feels so fancy. And I get that. But the rooms that are not in the tower Coronado are just awesome. Like I stayed in the Ranchos earlier this year.
They are.
And these people say, oh, the Ranchos are so far. With all those bridges now, nothing's far at Coronado. They saw
the bridge made a huge difference.
Dude, yeah, it did. I mean, it made it, nothing.
You cut your walk time basically in half. Totally. From one side to the other. So, yeah.
All right, let's see here. Kate's got a question in the live chat. She's tuned in over in the UK. And by the way, this is a primetime special for our UK friends recording live here. So thanks for joining us. Today was the 60 days for the first part of our split stay. Splits. Managed to get all the reservations I wanted, but forgot to put dietary requirements on a couple. Can I amend them in some way? Also, it was other as the dietary. So they contact me in advance? It's odd ones. So Pam, give advice on this.
I would absolutely call Kate. I know you got to call across the pond and it may not be convenient and it may not be inexpensive, just depending on what your phone plan is. But I would call and actually speak with one of them because then they can note that in the notes of your reservation.
All righty. Hartford Height has a question here. One of my great guests over at the Magic for Less. Happy Friday. It's Wednesday, but that's when the email came in. Sorry about that. He says, I'm way behind on podcasts. Listen to one today. Someone asked about parking at the studios and taking the Skyliner to Epcot. We tried this in 2021. Unless you have an ADR at Riviera, they will not let you on until after 10, I think, he says. Cast member told us it's due to the crowds from Pop, Art, and Caribbean Beach first thing in the morning. So there you go. We had a question about that, about parking at the studios and going over to the Sky, because they were going to Epcot. They were going to finish at the studios. So they wouldn't have their car where their evening was going to end. If you guys do drive, do you guys ever strategically put the car where you're going to end the day, or do you just kind of drive throughout the day?
No, we just drive throughout the day. I've never really thought we don't have the foresight for this. We're like, where are we? What are we doing? What time is it? And when do we need to be there? And I look at that day's itinerary.
Yeah, I'm more hour to hour kind of thing. Like I don't know where the evening's going to take me. That's a good thing about having manual pass, right? Is that you just go on a whim. You know,
I need a good travel agent, really.
I know. Same. Scott helps me out a lot. Like Scott, what parts you want to go to when we're down there? What ADRs we're getting? Because he always does them. Because the thing is, Scott picks the best ADRs, so I just leave that to him. And like when he doesn't go, dude, I eat counter service. I never I don't ever do a sit down restaurant if he's not there. Like,
you got to know your strengths.
I do. And I'm cool with corn dog nuggets. Actually, Mallory and I were talking about that last night. It's like I haven't had corn dog nuggets from Casey's in forever. I was like, check, we're getting those in July. All right.
Kate is asking too if she needs to call each one or just the main number. If you call the main number, Kate, they'll be able to pull up all your reservations and be able to see them right there. So
thank you, because I didn't even notice there were more comments. So I'm glad you saw that. And again, the Be Our Guest podcast, broadcasting through grass cutting and getting buzzed by the tower, which I love. I love that you guys just hang with us. We're not fancy. We're not fancy like
we're not fancy.
Not fancy like the Grandestino Tower since 2008.
We're the ranchos.
We are the ranchos of the podcast. Maybe we're the cabanas still stand, but what we are is we want to be fancy. We're the business lounge at the cabanas that used to.
There we go. Yes,
that was the best though. Do you remember that? Like I used to book that all the time because it was like maybe $15 a night more, and you got like all the free soda and all the free things you wanted out of that. I robbed that thing. I was in there all the time.
You're the reason why it's not there.
Exactly. It's totally why. Like we gotta knock this sucker down and build a tower or something. Like cookies.
Mike Rollman's coming again. Have we stocked up on Coke Zero?
I'll totally get this hick out of here. Come on. Jeff's got a comment. He says, I did the Wild Africa tour last week. BOGP's best show was when Debbie, OG host, was telling her story about the bridge. She wasn't lying. Great time. Remember that? Debbie used to talk about she did that tour at Animal Kingdom, and I think she was scared to death to go across that bridge.
Yes.
The alligators or the crocodiles or whatever under there. I do remember that. That was
Nile crocodile.
Right? Okay, real quick. What was Debbie's favorite snack at Animal Kingdom? Do you remember? It was It was a Yak and Yeti.
Oh,
it was the fried green beans. Yes. I had those. And she was right. If you dip them because they give you like a sauce to dip them in or something, those things are rocking.
As I recall, you could dip just about anything in that sauce and it would taste good, right?
Yes, we have a Japanese steakhouse near us that we go to. Like it's like the place we go for like whenever Mallory's cousin has a birthday or I remember his birthday, you go to Kyoto or whatever it's called next to us. And they just go around and they give you stuff called the yum yum sauce. I don't know what's in it. It's just white, like need more yum yum sauce. And I'm like, yes, sir. Put it right there. I did everything: vegetables, rice, the chicken, the steak. I don't care. I'm shameless. I'll put salad in there. I don't care. Yum yum
sauce. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Anyway, now Nicole, this show's already off the rails. Nicole is here. Hello, BOGP crew. Me, my husband, adult son, and his girlfriend are going to Disney for the 6-day trip in early October. We do like Halloween, and we're wondering, with all of us being adults, is it worth it to get tickets for the Halloween party? What goes on there? We also have a part of a second question. We're staying offsite with a car, and since day 1 and day 6 are travel days, would you get a 4-day ticket and possibly the not so scary ticket to Disney, or a 3-day ticket plus a hopper? Thanks so much for all you guys do. Nicole is in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and I will say Big Suey, but MIZ. So there you go. It's our rival. But I appreciate you tuning in. So first of all, 6 adults, Halloween party. Yes. Okay. So let's just kind of the second question. Would you do the 4-day ticket and the party or a 3-day hopper? That solves both questions.
Well, do I have to choose the 4-day and the party or the 3-day hopper, or is it 3-day hopper and the party too?
Well, she's asking 3-day ticket plus a park hopper or a 4-day ticket. And then adding, let's talk. Yeah, it's kind of confusing. So would you do, if they're fans of the Halloween party, never been to it, and the budget allows, because for 6 people, that's an expense, but it is a fun party.
It is really fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's a blast.
It is. It's fun. As adults, first of all, how often do you get to go trick-or-treating? and get candy too.
I'm saying, I know. I mean, I'm 49 and 6'3". It's really kind of frowned upon in my neighborhood. So yeah.
They don't believe that you're still 12.
Exactly, sir. Go home and give out candy. You're not supposed to be taking. You're supposed
I
to be
know. I know. And for those who like it, you can get dressed up too. And I think that's a big deal too. So I think both of those things are really, really cool and definitely worth attending. The fireworks, the parade, all of those. And by the way, those fireworks and that parade are only shown at the party. Those aren't things that you're going to see other places. So I think that really makes it worth it too. And we always say being in the parks at night, there's just something extra magical about it. Like, remember they used to call it extra magic hours? It really truly was, because it was extra magical. Really and truly it is. So yeah.
It was magical to have your kid when she was 9 years old in the Magic Kingdom till 3 in the morning in July. That was always magical. Just keep giving her sugar. Power through, Paige. Come on.
Yes, well, decisions are made sometimes.
Terrible parenting, but good times were had, and we have great pictures to.
That's right.
Days. Okay. Let's see. Francis has a question. Oh, and by the way, Tanja again says, dress up and go to the party.
There you go.
Yeah. But so I would go more days in the park rather than the Hopper, just personally.
No, I would not.
Well, I know you're a Hopper fan, but I mean, I don't know.
I'm a huge Hopper fan.
I know, because I have it on my annual pass. Yeah.
I would go the Hopper. I really truly would. And here's why. Because then you'll probably have, if you're doing the Hopper, that means you probably have a day completely off and you're going to enjoy your resort and Disney Springs and things like that. You're going to have a whole day of that. So that's why I would.
But they're off site though. That's what I was thinking. It depends on how nice your hotel is. You're right. If you can have an off day where you can enjoy the pool, maybe take care of the amenities. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yes.
But when I think offset, I'm thinking of the B. Remember I had to stay at the B. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't what I was expecting. It was a hotel. Like it was a hotel in Overland Park, Kansas. Anyway. Francis or Francois has a question here. We appreciate him being here. In the theme of fantasy football, of start, keep, or bench, which this is kind of a sports talk kind of.
Oh, I like this.
I appreciate you bringing this in. How would you rank these three restaurants? Olivia's, Polite Pig, and Ohana for breakfast. Okay, we're talking breakfast. Ohana, does Polite Pig have breakfast?
No, Ohana for breakfast.
Oh, Ohana for breakfast. Okay,
yeah.
Okay. So Olivia's, Polite Pig, and then Ohana's breakfast. Okay, I got you. Okay, punctuation, not my strong suit. I'm not a teacher anymore. Okay, so start, keep, or bench. Okay, so start would be your top pick, keep would be your middle, and bench would be your third. So who you starting? Let's go backwards. Who you benching?
I'm benching Ohana for breakfast.
Ooh, okay.
Decisions had to be made, and I made it.
Okay.
I'm going to keep Olivia's, and I'm going to start Polite Pig.
Okay, I'm thinking about it. So, yeah, I am going to bench. God, it's hard to bench any of these three. It makes me like a terrible coach. I'm benching Polite Pig. I'm going to keep. I know. I'm benching Polite Pig. I'm keeping Ohana for breakfast, and I'm starting Olivia's.
No, see, I actually love these kinds of things because as a business owner, people always assume you have to have this skill or this skill or this skill. No, the one skill you have to have as a business owner is to be able to make decisions all day long.
Not as many decisions. I mean, I love Polite Pig. Dude, Polite Pig is the bomb. It's so good. I hope I have it here on July 2nd because that's our day. We don't have tickets. We go to Disney Springs. I'm planning on eating there.
Yes. You'll be able to do that.
Like the Ohana breakfast. The Ohana breakfast is a sleeper. I want to keep it a sleeper because it's a great thing to do, to rope drop the Magic Kingdom and get like a breakfast ADR at Ohana for like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And then you don't even have to have lunch because it's so good and they'll carry on till almost dinner time.
I get you, but I'm they're gone. They're benched.
All right.
No, I can't believe you benched Polite Pig, but I got it.
I did. I mean, you're right. Decisions had to be made. And they were. I mean, sometimes you got to trade your star player too, and it hurts, but you get over it. Cassie's got a question. How's the construction at the Polynesian right now?
We just had agents there who we have agents in the park so often that we have pictures and video evidence of just about everything going on. You see it happening there. They're actually very respectful about doing construction within times that don't impact guests that much. Now, sometimes if you're trying to take that afternoon nap, it might impact you, but the rest of the resort is not really being impacted that much by the construction. So you're still going to have all the resources there. So you'll be good. Coming along.
That tower's a whopper, man. That thing's big.
It is. It's funny. When I remember when we all talked about the luau being taken away, and you think, well, that's a revenue stream that they're missing. Oh wait, they just plunked huge.
Yeah, the fire, the swinging, the baton twirling guy. Yeah,
yes. They could pay to have that guy retire based on what they're going to be making on the Polynesian Tower.
But I'm just saying, real quick, that guy was an unsung hero.
Oh, for sure.
I love that guy. Like we went to the luau 3 times. Like I love that show, and I love the food. I loved everything about it. I know people like, oh, the luau, it's not authentic. I've never been to Hawaii. It's as authentic as all get out to me, because I've never been on, I'm from Missouri. You're tricking me then, I guess. I don't know. Look, and I know it's a corny story. The girl goes off and meets somebody off the island and all that good. I didn't care. They were bringing me lava cakes. And like chicken. It was so good.
Chicken.
Anyway, Chip's got a question. Hey, Pam and Mike, we're checking into Old Key West on Monday, July 3rd. I'll be checking into a hotel called the Disney Wish on July 3rd. Wait, no, it's a ship.
Crazy.
But we're staying at the Waldorf Astoria on July 2nd. Going to Epcot on the 3rd. Can we get into the park, or can we go and park the car at Old Key West and catch a bus for extra mornings on the morning of the 3rd? We're checking in on the 3rd Old Key West. Yeah, they could do that.
Yeah, absolutely. You have that day you're checking in. You can actually do your online check-in, indicate that you're going to arrive before 3 p.m., which is the actual check-in time. Actually, at Old Key West, it's 4 p.m. Indicate that you're going to be arriving there before that time. You can park your car there. You can use Disney transportation, and you could even use the pool and everything else that day before you even check in. So they'll hold your luggage for you. You can drop that off and go unencumbered there to Epcot.
Okay, Waldorf Astoria, then to Old Key West. That sounds like a pretty sweet little trip to me.
Yeah, it does. You'll have a good time. It's just totally different, I think. Types of resorts for sure when you think about it.
Man, I love Old Key West. All right, this is a comment from Catherine in the live chat. She's tuned in live on Facebook. Thanks for being here. Pam, you talked about CityWorks on the sleeper table service episode. What do you like to get there? Mike, what do you like? The menu looks good.
I know, and it is good. So we always get an appetizer because we really enjoy beer. They have a ton of different beers there. You can get a beer flight. So we start with that appetizer and a beer flight. And then usually then after that, we either split an entree or each get something light. I think last time I got the ahi tuna tacos, which were really good. They also have an ahi tuna salad, but I've gotten that a couple times. Steve usually gets a burger. I'm trying to think what else we get there.
I've had fish and chips there, actually, and it was really good.
Oh, was it?
You wouldn't think like to get fish and chips at CityWorks, but I'm pretty sure I got there one time, and I also got, it was some kind of like Mexican wrap that was like a special, that because they do all kinds of like, this is the special this week. Or
yes.
It was like a Tex-Mex kind of wrap with I think onion rings or something with it. It's something terrible. It's just on vacation. And it was down when we were down there for Summit with some of the parents, and it was like killer good. Oh man. But their menu is so extensive. Like, I mean, I probably won't get the same thing ever twice, because I'll probably just, try something new every time.
I know there is something different each time that we go there that we try. I know at different times, like Steve's gotten that smoked cheddar mac and cheese.
I've had that. Yes. Oh,
it was good.
And mercy. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So a lot of different things, but yeah, check it out.
Yeah, Melissa's local. She's down there. They literally live right behind the Magic Kingdom. I mean, I'm not joking. Like, their house is right behind the Magic Kingdom. She says they walked around the other day. They went to Kona and they didn't notice anything glaring at the Poly. So there you go.
Good.
So just there? I don't know this answer, but maybe somebody does, and I could pass it on to Daniel because he's one of my great guests here over at the Magic for Less Travel, and he's a Missourian. So show me. Does the Disney Character Warehouse accept Disney gift cards? I don't know because, man, I've told this story 100 times. Scott and I went to the Disney Character Warehouse the day we ran the full marathon after Dopey. So we'd run 48 miles and 26 that morning. And it was the year it was so hot. And we drove around for like 45 minutes trying to find a parking spot. We could not find a parking spot. I fell asleep in the car because Scott was driving. We were trying to get souvenirs for our girls and save money at the same time. Totally backfired. It was the worst ever because I hate shopping. So we left property, went all the way down there, had to fight for a parking spot. It was like Black Friday. Oh, and then we went in and most of the merchandise was like from Mediterranean Disney Cruise Line sailings from like the last year.
I will say the outlet experience is completely overwhelming. Oh, I have been in the
like our UK friends and our Australian friends, like they get like the thrill of the chase. Like you know what I mean? Right. Those are good deals. I mean, and I love a good deal. I'm not frugal. I'm cheap. I am. I mean, I get it. But God, when the guy tried to sell me the Carnival cruise out of the kiosk in the middle, and I almost had to knock the dude out because he was aggressive on me, I was like, dude, I sell Disney trips for a living. Like I'm going on Disney. You should go on Carnival. No, I shouldn't. I'm good. No, you should. I'm like, dude, I've run 26 miles today. If you tell me one more time, I'm going to light you up. I'm going to tap your teeth. So you better just back off. I'm going to end up in jail. Scott's going to end up at the Character Warehouse by himself. This is not going to end well. Like, I don't know if they take gift cards, Daniel. I don't know. Maybe somebody can tell me. Oh, Allison says, Google says yes. Thank God. There we go. God bless you, Allison.
Allison Googled it.
So real quick, William, he's heading out to Disneyland for the first. You gone to Oogie Boogie Bash?
I have.
So he's asking which is better. Is there?
Oh man,
is there like a way to quantify that?
There isn't. Well, I mean, no, it's hard because they're just in different locations. You know what I mean? So it's the fireworks were really incredible at both. Gosh, I don't know. I really enjoyed them both. I can't choose. I really can't. I can't choose. They were both great.
Is Oogie Boogie Bash more about characters?
There are a lot of characters that are there, and there's a lot of characters like in the parades and things like that. They both had really cool parades that were happening during that time. They both had really great fireworks shows. I think the thing that sort of, although Walt Disney World, and we have mentioned this, has adapted this recently, is Disneyland used to have so many more sort of treats, right? Limited time treats. And they still do, like, quite often, just because they're appealing to a more local crowd. They're trying to, give those folks a reason to come back again and again. Walt Disney World has recently sort of adopted this over the past probably 1.5 to 2 years. We've started to get more on the East Coast too. So I really appreciate that. But I think Disneyland is always going to have so many of those really limited time treats. I remember they had all kinds of different churros. They had Oogie Boogie, little Rice Krispie treats. We got an Oogie Boogie, popcorn bucket. Like that was huge when we were out there. So lots of good stuff at both.
And William did say earlier in the chat, I noticed we had a lot of comments that he's going for the churros. So that's a good thing. Get it.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And I'm just telling you, if you buy your first popcorn bucket, it becomes a disease. All of a sudden they're behind you.
I know. Right.
I'm not a collector, but because I got Figment over here. I got Mr. Toad. I got the 100 balloon kind of deal. Yeah, they're kind of taking over my shelves. I got my Sipper of Sam.
I know. I was very tempted by some of the popcorn buckets out there too.
Well, because they are popular out there. What was the best one you saw in the Sippers too? There's some new Sippers, I think.
So the silvery metallic sort of 100-year balloon ones I thought were really, really cool. They had a rainbow one that I thought was really cool too.
Mm-hmm.
I looked hard at that one because it was so pretty. They just, every single one that they have, the Mr. Toad one was really cool, but I love just seeing the different ones that they have and thinking, how am I going to get this home? And then if I really want it, I'm like, well, I'll figure it out later.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then Mr. Tobin's going to have that new 100 ribbon or satin
Yes.
on it, so it'll be kind of cool because mine just has a regular one. All right, let's got another question here from Stephanie. Hey, Mike and BOGP crew, this holiday season, we're hoping to meet up with our cast member daughter's boyfriend's family and meet his parents for the first time. Sounds like a sitcom episode, or at least
Right.
at least like a Lifetime movie or something. I don't know. We'd love to meet for lunch or dinner at a restaurant that has good food and the ability for us to visit without being too loud. I'm thinking of on property, but not in a park. So we're talking resorts, as we don't know if the kids will be blocked out by parks at that time. What restaurants would you suggest for a party of 7 to sit down and enjoy each other's company, as well as some good food? We're all pretty casual people, and we will be staying on property, but at different resorts, if that helps. Thanks for keeping me company this summer break. Stephanie's up in Boise, Idaho. How about that? Home of the blue turf. Again, dude, it's my go-to. This is perfect. It's Olivia's. I mean, Olivia's is like, it's literally like sitting in somebody's kitchen, and the food is so good if you're casual people. I mean, it's Cracker Barrel at Walt Disney World, really, kind of, but it's nicer.
It is sort of Cracker Barrel. Yes, you're
I mean,
right.
it's got that same kind of like chicken and dumplings, like, you know, kind of stuff going on. I get the buttermilk chicken. Oh, it's so good. I don't know. Give another suggestion though, like someplace you can actually carry on a conversation.
So I think Ale and Compass is a good choice over at the Yacht Club. I think they have great food. I think you can absolutely carry on a conversation there, and it's worth checking out. Another one that I think maybe would work is Steakhouse 71 at the Contemporary. I think Ale and Compass, the only thing about that is in the evening, it's sort of dark in there, not too dark, but it's a darker atmosphere. And it's sort of, I think, at different times that, makes people sleepy or not sleepy. I don't know.
Well, I get that. But I've thought we've always gone like later in the evening, and I'm just like, I get kind of tired. So
I know it's that vibe.
It's that color. Like it's that dark.
It is. It has sort of navy.
Yeah, it's so super relaxed.
It is. But the food is so good there. I mean, really and truly. I'm going to tell you the lemon chicken. The lemon chicken is so good.
I've had the pot pie there twice.
Hannah has too. The seafood. She said the seafood pot pie. Yeah.
But then it is nighty night after that thing, man, because it's like it's warm, super comforting food. Like you're in this, they're trying to knock you out with the colors on the walls, and then there's it's like a battle between Mike and Steve. So who's going to fall asleep first? First person on the podcast cruise catches a picture of either myself or Steve asleep. You wanted some kind of, we'll get your prize.
Yeah, for sure.
In a public area, because it will definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
it will.
That's going to do it for today's show. Thanks for the great question. If you have a question, send that to me, Mike at beourguestpodcast.com. Just put listener question in the header, and we'll get that here in the queue. As always, our show is brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. So, let me just ask you this. What's going on at the Magic for Less? You're going to a thing down at Universal.
I am. There's a Universal You Prefer conference that I'm going to. Then, of course, we have our Be Our Guest podcast cruise. Oh, and we forgot to announce
Friday. We'll do it at the top of the show on Friday.
All right. Yeah, for sure. But stay tuned for our announcement concerning Magical Wishes for Kids. Give kids the world. We're really excited about that. And there's just so much going on. I love that our team is so engaged in the process. Like everyone's learning and sharing and all of that. So I think that's always a good thing.
Yes. So we talked about on Sunday night. So if you really want the announcements, the end of tomorrow's show, Thursday, at the end of the live show from Sunday, but we'll talk about it on Friday as well. So big announcement coming your way. But check out the magicforless.com. We just love to help you plan that next Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, or Adventures by Disney trip. Swing by the website today. Also, please use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. When you purchase anything there, just click through that link. It supports our show throughout the year. That's an easy way to give us some support there. And of course, patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Become a patron. And thanks to everybody who is. You allow us to put the show out every time that we do and improve the show and make it what it is. And our patrons get Mike in the Midwest, which came out a day early. It came out on Monday this week. So check that out at patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Give Pam a follow on the social media at TMFLTPam. I'm at BeOurGuestMike, Instagram and Twitter. And don't forget to join Scott and myself Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. We open up the phone lines, take your calls, and just have a hoot talking Disney for an hour. It's a blast. We even had one of our friends who's going to sail with us, the Sador family, come on this past Sunday night. His family transformed his basement into Trader Sador's. They got all kinds of stuff through Amazon. They made him his own Trader Sam's. He showed us on video. It was epic. It'll be a show never to be forgotten. I know. I had to show my wife. I had to show my dad. It was awesome. So that's what we do on Sunday nights. Just kind of hang out and wrap up the weekend. All right, we're going to get out of here. We'll be back in on Friday. And on Friday, we're talking Christmas in June, getting ready for the holiday season down at Walt Disney World. So until then, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Let me just save this. I think I just might have got kicked off Twitter because I just looked behind me and said I have 0 Twitter followers on my thing as I was recording.
What did you do?
Oh, last night I posted this thing Mallory made me, but it had music behind it, and I only left it on there for like 30 seconds, and I deleted it because that could have been it.
Oh
man! Because I realized like, oh, I think I copyrighted music. I'm just gonna look real quick. Saving that. Look.
They're like the landscaping team is doing like everything right now. Can you hear it?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it's good though. At least you're getting your grass cut.
Well,
Not great for a podcast, but it works. Let's see. Okay, hang on. Let me look. No, I'm still there. That's good. I guess maybe the thing got disconnected off my metric sign, that's way better. Wait, go away. Okay, let me change the ticker at the bottom real quick. 2,609. Christmas in June. We are talking about the holiday happenings at Walt Disney World this fall/winter. Save and show. We get a can of soda and then we'll get cracking. We'll be done. My mother-in-law got me a gift card for Taco Bell, so I'll be eating 3 tonight. Delete. Oh yeah, save that. Okay, good. Okay. Man, I'm worried there. All righty, here we go. 2,600, 2,300, 2,300. Oh, what's that? That's not like someone's grown. That's not a lawnmower. What's that?
It's the their edging.
I know. Well, I didn't think an airplane was coming to hit my house though when that first came in.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my stomach. I need to eat Taco Bell. Scott said he still got migraines, head cold, body aches. That's not good.
No.
He just chill out. He had a weekend. I mean, he was on the run like whole weekend. He went to a casino. He went golfing. He went somewhere on one of the lakes, I think Michigan.
He goes golfing like every week.
Oh yeah, with his brother Bob. Okay, here we go. Welcome to episode 2003. Do I not say happy Friday? I say happy Friday on the beginnings, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I screwed that up. I say happy Friday when I do the ad reads. Yeah, so okay, here we go. Welcome to episode 2309 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Hope you had a great week and you are getting ready for an awesome weekend. This is the weekend that I will get to spend a little time in Chicago, get to see my daughter Paige, hopefully recapture a golden doodle to bring back to St. Louis at the end of this quick 24-hour little jaunt up there so my girls can have their Christmas gift and get to see a concert at Wrigley Field. And my wife and I just kind of hang out so we can take Mallory back home after the concert on Saturday. My goal, honestly, simple man. Get some Chicago pizza, and get Portillo's while I'm up there. That is my jam. I love Portillo's. So that's what my plans are. But let's get the lady introduced who's going to bring the fun to the show. Pam Forrester, Corner of the Magic for Less Travel. Pam, happy Friday. What's up?
Happy Friday. You know, there's a new Portillo's down near Disney World.
There is, right outside Animal Kingdom. Yeah. I haven't been there yet because, when I go to Walt Disney World, I just tend to eat the stuff I can't have. Even though I say we don't have one in St. Louis, but I have one kind of close. So I've never been.
Yeah, we don't have them here at all. So yeah, wanted to bring that up. But yes, happy Friday. Excited to just getting ready to go down for the Be Our Guest podcast cruise. I cannot believe it's finally here. You plan so many months in advance, and then when it finally gets here, it's like, oh my gosh, it's here.
My goal is to not forget those magic bands that I paid over $100 for.
Yes.
That's the only one. I will forget my luggage tag, the luggage stickers for the cruise.
Yeah.
Every time. Those just sit on the counter and never make it down. But yeah, we're getting there. Hopefully by the time this airs, I've checked out my pirate costume and probably ordered a new one because my pirate costume is pretty epic, but it's cheap and it's seen better days. I mean, I wore that to Palo one year. Remember for dinner? We had the pirate table. Yeah. I walked into Palo in a pirate. I mean, I wore a shirt and a tie with a pirate patch on my eye and a pirate wig. I was kind of like Johnny Depp going to Palo. They didn't know what to think of me, but I had on the dress. I had the dress code. I had a shirt and tie. So it was wild.
But yes, the pirate thing. Yeah.
I probably should.
Right. I know. Well, and too, with the costumes that aren't, high quality, you don't want to have like a wardrobe malfunction or something.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, because the captain could make you, or Captain Minnie, or she could maybe walk the plank.
That's right. Yes.
I mean, while our listeners would probably love to see that, I would not. My daughters, my family would love to see Mike walk the plank in Nassau and just right into the bay. But yeah, trying to avoid that at all costs. Anyway.
And we have a big announcement.
Yes. And that's where we're going right here. So we're going to talk about the holidays at Walt Disney World. We're going to talk about Jollywood Nights. We're going to talk about Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and, great discounts right now to get down there if you haven't planned. And you're like, hey, I had so many guests this past week, like wasn't planning on going.
But now I have to.
Combined with some hotel discounts, guess what? Merry Christmas. And they're going. So we talk about that. But first, we have an opportunity after the podcast cruise this fall for everybody to get back together in Central Florida. And we could not be more excited because this is for a great cause that is near and dear to our hearts. So Pam, lay it on us.
After a few years of our not being able to do this, we are now back to working with Magical Wishes for Kids. They're the folks that put on the Disney Indie Meet that we got to be a part of, but we are going to be doing another auction for Give Kids the World with our partners at Magical Wishes for Kids. I know we're so excited about this. It's actually going to be September 9th. Down at the Village. You are going to be able to stop and join us if you would like to. You can absolutely contribute items that we can auction off. I know some of you are incredibly crafty. Those are great items that we can auction off. But if you have access to maybe some special Disney items, or you've purchased something specifically for the auction, that would be great too. Think about all those things. You can, in the past, we've done artwork, we've had handmade items, we've had people who have gotten popcorn buckets, those popular popcorn buckets, or sippers, or things like that we could auction off, all kinds of things. So that's going to be taking place September 9th from noon to 7.
I think we said noon to 6. We're going to 6 hours.
Noon to 6.
We'll make it longer than it needs to be.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
I'll be dying for dinner.
We'll already be punchy.
We used to do 12 hours. That was in our younger days. That is not happening anymore.
No more.
I can't, because I didn't leave because I couldn't. Like, I had to be. It was
right.
I know. We had like John Stamos stuff. We had Samantha Brown came on. I mean, we had Stacy from Must Do Disney was on.
I know.
I mean, who knows? At the Village, you never know who's going to drop in. We could have some
100%.
Maybe drop in Pam Landworth, and you never know. The celebrities are always around the Village.
For sure. And the other thing, the reason why you may want to come down is not just to be there for the auction in person, but we are going to have a group volunteer day at Give Kids the World on September 8th. That's a Friday. So that will be the day before. So if you have any ability to come down and volunteer with us on September 8th, and then to be there on the 9th, we would love to have you down there. It's going to be a good time. We're going to raise some money. We're going to raise some awareness. And if you can't join us, you can absolutely join us on the 9th through the podcast. Yeah. It'll be broadcast live. We'll be there in all of our punchiness after a while and craziness. And it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. I mean, we'll at least we're going to be live just like this with video from the event. And, you know, we have ways to add where we can take a camera out and go around, because I've learned how to do that with this new software. So we can, like, you know, give you the vibe of the place, and maybe even just go, like, you know, while we're talking, one of us could be out in the village, you know, at the ice cream parlor, you know, or, you know, over at the Papa John's or the Perkins place, you know, where they serve dinner, and just kind of give you like the feel of the place while we're on the air, but also auctioning off. You could donate money, just if you don't want to buy something, you just want to donate to the village. It's always appreciated. But yeah, I'm super excited because we're doing that on Saturday, but the Friday prior, the day before, we're going to get our, you know, boots on the ground, get our hands dirty, get out there, and just, because you get so much more back when you volunteer than you give. You know, I just can't wait to show up and say, like, where do you need me? Because I mean, we've been to the village, we've done things down there. And I mean, you could do things like, you know, volunteer to run one of the amusement rides, you know, the train, or they have adaptive amusement, you know, a few like a little adaptive amusement rides. They're pretty cool. I mean, we rode them all, and they were
yes.
It was like a swing or something. I was like, oh, let me off this thing. But I mean, you might be somebody who escorts families to their cottages, or you may be scooping ice cream in the, you know, Starlight Cafe or whatever it's called. You know, it's just, there's so many ways that you can be of help. You know, they need labor. And I mean, what a labor of love that's going to be. I'm super excited because I haven't got to volunteer down there, and I'm just, I mean, I love podcasting and that's my jam, but I think I'm more excited to get out there and volunteer. And hopefully with a lot of our listeners, we can really have a crew down there.
It's really cool because, you know, if you look on any of the charity watch sites, you will see how much of the money raised by Give Kids the World actually goes toward operating costs. And their operating costs are so low because they have a huge volunteer team, and they're always looking for more people to do that. And I think it's something that we've seen people over the years do it, and then sort of combine it with their Walt Disney World vacation or their Port Canaveral cruise vacation. You can go and volunteer some time and go, but they have all kinds of great things that they're doing. They're such a fantastic charity. If you don't know about Give Kids the World, go ahead and give them a Google and see it. But it's such a great charity, and we're so glad to be just a small part of being able to raise money to help continue these things. So.
Yeah, we're so lucky to be teamed up with them. Steven and his team down there just amazing. I can't wait. We're old friends, you know. We haven't seen them in a while. Like, we did the live show down there in December of 2020 during the height of COVID, and that was a great opportunity because they had the Night of a Million Lights, which we got to experience. We did 6 hours of broadcasting, but it was one of those times where, you know, everybody's scared to death to be within 6 feet of each other. So it's really hard to do the podcast. You got ill right at the last minute because you were going to travel down to.
Well, I got exposed, remember?
But man, we did it there, but this time we're going to do it right. Like, we have better equipment, better, you know, just it's a better time, you know. So September 8th and 9th, mark your calendar just like it's a wedding or something. And we'd love to have you join us. We would absolutely love to have you. But if not, please do join us on that Saturday virtually, because you can just watch on your phone. You can listen on your AirPods. You could, you know, put it on the big screen TV at home, make it a family event, call in. We'll have video. We're definitely going to have the video link alive the whole time, so you can join us, be the third person. We're going to auction off a spot on the podcast where you can, a raffle actually off a spot on the podcast. You'll be one of the hosts here on the show for that week. So yeah, all kinds of stuff. And I think we're actually have maybe a Disney trip.
We're going to have a Disney trip to give away, and we'll have some Universal tickets as well. So we have some good stuff that we're going to be auctioning off. And again, we'll have more information on where, if you have donations for the auction, where to send those. And if you want to volunteer, then we'll have more information for that as well.
All right, let's hop in. So just, you know, stay tuned. We're going to keep you up to date with that. We're trying to get through the cruise at this point. Once we get home,
right?
Hot and heavy into that, but that's just, we want to have you mark your calendars, because that'll be here right as, you know, as soon as we get back, it'll be like, boom, almost time to get ready to go down to Give Kids World. You can't wait. All right, so let's talk Christmas. You know, nothing better to talk about in June than Christmas. And that's what Disney does, and that's what we're doing. Because Scott made a good point. I was trying to hold the show off until July, right? Because everybody says Christmas in July. Listen,
right.
radio stations play the Christmas music in July. But really, it should be Christmas. He's right. It should be Christmas in June because it's really halfway in June, not July. I don't know how the Christmas in July thing happened.
I don't know. That's a good question. And the other thing is too, it almost should be Christmas in May/June because these parties start in November.
Yeah, right.
So, but yeah, I don't know how. We'll have to do a little research into that.
So we're fixing it right now. It's Christmas in June, people.
So we're doing it right.
Halfway because I can't do the math right now. We're just going to talk about it. But let's start off with the OG party, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. 25 dates this year, starting on November 9th, going up to the 22nd of December. And people always I think people that are not in the Disney bubble don't get this. They don't do the parties once Christmas hits because that's when the big crowds happen, and they just can't close the park at that point. Once between Christmas and New Year's, you're not going to do it. And plus Christmas is over. The holiday. So you have them starting on the 9th, and there's a lot of parties. Mm-hmm. So let's just talk about Mickey's Very Merry. We've both been a few times. What do you like best typically about the party of the things that are going to be traditionally back this year?
So we go to this party all the time. For me, it sort of is a way to really be immersed in all of the holiday stuff without me having to do it. It puts you in the mood for the holidays. It really does. And I think sometimes it is the holidays are consumed with things that you have to do, right? That there's all these things. It's like doing that you have to do. But the party for us and for my family has always been that time where we get to just focus on each other and the holiday. And I think that that's what makes it so cool. But so the things that you get to see with Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party are, first of all, the awesome parade. Mm-hmm. The reindeer, the toy soldiers. It's just an epic parade. It's so good. The song will be stuck in your head.
On a Christmas time at Christmas. There it is. There I don't whatever the earworm. I was sorry, it nailed you.
It will. It's so good. It's true though. It's so good. It's so good. So that parade is shown twice during the Christmas party. In addition, there are fantastic fireworks. Just really, really great fireworks. The things that they do with those fireworks when they make the Christmas tree. Come on now. It's so good. In addition, you're going to get to see it snow on Main Street. That's going to be a big part of it. There's going to be cookies and cocoa for you to have throughout the party. By the way, last year, the cookies, I don't know what they'll be this year, but they were Cheryl's cookies.
Dude, I kind of like getting those every once in a while for a holiday myself. They're popular in the Roman household all the time.
It's so good. They're so good. So we had that, but there's just, there's too many things to even sort of talk about. They have special Christmas shows at different times, just all kinds of cool things.
To me, okay, this is just like the 30,000 foot view of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Is that when I grew up at my grandparents' house, we were over there all the time. My dad's parents, they always did Christmas right. They always had they had a stove in their living room. There's always a fire going. That's where you went and you circle the stuff in the Sears catalog or the JC catalog. Every kid, the 4 grandkids, we all got different color markers. So grandma knew what we wanted. And, those are the Christmas memories I have. And they always had Christmas music playing, during the holiday season. They were very much into music. And another thing, they always, my grandma always hung Christmas cards as they came in, on it was either on the fridge or on a door. Maybe it was a closet door, but she'd she got them. She'd hang them up so you could see them, the covers. And they always had those scenes of Christmas on the outside, because it's in the late 70s, early 80s, right? But being at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is about as close to walking through a Christmas painting or a Christmas scene as you're ever going to really get in your real life. Walking down Main Street with the snow, with the projections on the buildings of the Christmas scenes, with the background, because I love the background music they play on Main Street for the holiday season at Walt Disney World. I mean, that if you are somebody who's a Christmas nut like I am, I love Christmas. It's a high price to pay. It's an expensive party, but I mean, the reason is you can't get this anywhere else in the world to get those feelings, of the Christmas. It's like being in a Christmas movie there for 5 hours or so.
It is. That's a great way to describe it. It really is. You're part of a Christmas movie. And I think, too, the other thing for me that makes those memories, I think, just at the forefront is PhotoPass. The PhotoPass opportunities at the parties are even greater and more unique. There's usually special backdrops, special magic shots, all of that. So you know that we all love PhotoPass here. Memory Maker in particular is the best way to utilize that. And if you like that at all, that's something you're absolutely going to want to consider.
All right. And they're also going to have a new show with First Time in Forever with Anna, Elsa, Olaf, Kristoff, and the Snowgies. I don't know what that is, but they're going to be at the castle stage. The Snowgies?
They're the little snowman guys. We're with the.
Okay. I see. That's something every day. There you go. So they're going to be there too. So check, and they're just so you know, they're using a virtual queue for Tron because there you go. We got to get some real information in there for you. So there you go. But okay, so Scott and I went nuts about this announcement. Jollywood Nights at the studios. I'm sorry, if I had to pick, I'm going because I've been to Mickey's. I'd want to do both. Like Tanja said, it's going to hurt her wallet, but she's going to both.
I agree. I would do it. Exactly. Go big or go home.
It doesn't hurt you; it just hurts the wallet. Who cares? Worry about that in January. That's what we all that America. But Jollywood Nights is so interesting. And I said this on the Sunday night show, which hopefully you heard on the feed yesterday, is that, and I truly believe this, like when they put this together in the spring or whoever, I always picture like some room with a big whiteboard and a bunch of people around a big table. Maybe it was a Zoom call. I don't know. But in my mind, I want to have the big boardroom. Like they nailed so many things right that I wanted a holiday party at the studios, like jazz music by Tara Terror. Oh, that's awesome. Miss Piggy and Kermit doing a show. Yes. Oh, what? Are you kidding me? And then they got like a little Latin holiday thing going on Commissary Lane. What? I mean, and like you got Phineas and Ferb to meet in their Christmas
throwback party. Hello.
This is screaming. And I'm probably not going to Walt Disney World this holiday season, but dang, this is like totally tempting me so hard. I mean, what were your thoughts? Because I haven't talked to you about this. I mean, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam.
Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam coming back. I know. So I'm so excited about this. And when I saw the announcement, I was like, oh, yes, I'm doing that this year. The other thing is over at Echo Lake, when you were talking about Phineas and Ferb going to be there, that's at the throwback party. And who else is going to be there? Powerline Max.
See, I don't know who is he. I don't.
Oh my gosh, from the Goofy movie, Powerline. You have to the famous song. Literally, yes. So all of that, I think it's going to just be such a cool thing. And I love that they're doing more for the holidays. I really do. I think that I can't get enough of it. The more stuff that they put out there, the better. I think it's just going to be that kind of a cool thing. And I'm with you. I love the idea of Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy doing a musical variety show. I mean, that's what the Muppet Show was. It was a variety show.
Yes. And not just at the holidays. Let them do it in January.
I know. Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh,
I know. I agree. Well, maybe if this goes really well, that's what we'll see more of, things like that. But yeah, you're going to see things that entertainment and shows that are only going to be happening there. It's just going to be a really cool thing. And they are already putting out pictures of some of the things that you're going to be able to eat there. There was the Korean barbecue chicken on a waffle. I knew that was like up your alley. I saw.
You cannot do that when it's not going to be offered until November. Don't be throwing that stuff out in June and making me dream about it for 6 months. What? That is unconstitutional. That is cruel and unusual.
I know, it's true. And here was the other thing that I think is going to appeal to a lot of people. They're calling it a Dress to Impress.
So you think for the dapper
yes, I definitely see that happening. So be glammed up if you want. Now the dress up is always, only if you want. But yes, for sure. And I just want to say that as you know, a travel agency, you can absolutely contact us. And if you've booked a trip with that, contact the agent that you're working with. They'll be happy to help you purchase tickets, or you can just purchase
Click
tickets
on the link, and
independently.
yeah, then they'll be automatically linked to your My Disney Experience account, and you're good to go. Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
Yeah, I still give Scott the dressing up thing the hard time about when he went to the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party. I think it was like 2 years ago, and they wore their jams. I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh,
"Scotty."
yes.
But he has an epic picture, but he's in his jams at the party.
Yep.
I'm like, come on, dude, you're tougher than I am because I couldn't do it. But yeah, so the party, just so you notice, it's going to be there's only 10 of these, and they start November 11th, and they are more spread out than Mickey's Very Merry.
Yes.
November 11th through December 20th. I just think this, and the Rise of Resistance will also have virtual queue during this, just like Tron does over at the other party. But I just have a feeling, for one thing, there's only 10 of these. There's 25 Mickey's Very Merry, and this is such a unique experience. And I mean, we've said this for the last 5 years at least. The studio's Christmas aesthetic beats all.
Like, 100%.
That like 50s, 40s, like Christmas decorations of spaghetti poodles over by 50s prime time, just the tinsel everywhere. Like, it was already, to me, the most beautiful park for Christmas. It beats the Magic Kingdom in like aesthetic for Christmas for me.
I agree.
All the stuff at the Tower of Terror, like jazz at the Tower of Terror. Scott and I were talking about this. The party only lasts 4 hours. It's 8:30 to 12:30. You can get in at 7, but the party actually goes 8:30 to 12:30. I mean, there's so many things. Like, I would just want to hang out. Like,
I know.
Like, there's no way you're even going to ride rides during this party. I wouldn't think, because there's so many cool things to do. Like, I wouldn't even have a chance to do Slinky Dog, or
right.
It would be hard to decide how you're going to divide up your night, because it's going to go like that with so much going.
I know, but it really does. I as soon as this came out, I'm like, this is going on my list. Like, and I will just say, there's a lot of Disney things that go on my list, but this was going near the top of my list. So.
What would you be? I mean, I'm trying to think, like, what would I be most excited about? Because I would definitely want a picture of Phineas and Ferb. I love them. Where's Perry?
Agreed.
I'd have to have that. Yeah. But I would want to spend some time with like that, because I love jazz music and I love that aesthetic of like the 40s and the Christmas. Can you imagine, like, if they have like a quartet or something down there, like by Tower?
That would be really cool.
Within Commissary Lane with the like Latin Food Festival, the festival there. And I just think that like 4 hours almost isn't enough. I know they don't have time to do it anywhere else. I mean, unless it goes like till 5 a.m, but you want a hot take? There's only 10 of these parties, right? What if, and they can't do this from an operational standpoint because of how theme parks work. But in St. Louis, we have a golf course called Hidden Valley. It's a golf course in the summertime, but in the wintertime, it's a ski resort. They have snowmaking machines. So when it gets cold enough, they cover everything up. It's a big hilly thing. And they make, like 7 ski runs, and it's super popular, but it stays open all night because you're only open for like 6 weeks or 8 weeks of the year when it's cold enough. What if they did a party like 1 to 5? I'm just saying, okay, hypothetically, I know they couldn't, but I bet you if they did, that would even sell out. Like,
I bet it would too.
I bet it would. I mean, just to talk about it, I bet it would. They could market it as like the Christmas party all night or something.
I know. Yeah. I like that.
Oh, I would love that. So over at Epcot, though, we can't leave Epcot out because Epcot does the holidays so well. And William, he mentioned earlier, he's going down in December. His favorite thing to do, he says, religious or not, candlelight processional. And I agree. I mean, I am a religious person, so it has significance to me with the story. But I think even not just the beautiful singing, just the energy of it, it really gives a kind of a core like heartbeat to Epcot during the Christmas season. And they have Hanukkah too going on too. I mean, there's all kinds of celebrations happening.
I love that they still do this. I think the candlelight processional is such an important part of my holiday traditions. I love hearing the story, but like you said, and like William said, regardless of your religious beliefs, I think that just the beauty of that experience is something that can be shared by everyone. And always feel like there's so much value in respecting someone else's beliefs in that space. And I like that they do bring other holidays into it at Epcot. Of course, none of them as significant as the candlelight processional, but there are absolutely things that I learn from other cultures, other beliefs, whatnot. I think that's sort of how you get to know people. And I think when we think about Walt Disney World and people who are coming here from all kinds of different, countries, I think it's interesting that they get to see this part of it too, the way we celebrate the holidays. I think that that is a really important part, and it's just, a way that so many of us celebrate. I realize not everyone, but it is just heartwarming. It's truly heartwarming, and the singing and the orchestra is fantastic. So if nothing else, just to appreciate that part of the experience, I think it's really cool. Also at Epcot is that International Festival of the Holidays, which of course brings us some food booths.
How about my Korean chicken or whatever you're talking about on a waffle? Put
Exactly.
on a waffle on there. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, right. But they always have some really great offerings during that, and some of them are just have some great themes, and I like seeing that. It's not the same old food that you see at other times of the year. So I love that too. And I love too just the feel of Epcot. Once they put up those trees, I think that it's just such a cool thing in all the parks, really and truly. That's the thing I really enjoy looking at, the different decorations, the different theming, the different ways of doing all that. So, yeah.
The thing too about Epcot is it starts a little bit later in the season and it goes through. That's one of those things that goes through, like if you're there between Christmas and New Year's. Like the candlelight processional, I don't think
I don't think it does either.
It
no.
doesn't. I mean, you'll have some of the storytellers sticking around. Like it seems to,
yeah, through the 30th.
Yeah, so you'll see those if you're there after Christmas Day, which most of I mean, at the Magic Kingdom, you'll get the parade. It just be during your regular day instead of at the party. So it's one of those things though, it tends to last a little bit longer, but it starts a little bit later. Just it doesn't start in early November. It'll start, I think, right before Thanksgiving,
November 24th through December 30th. Yeah.
Yeah, and and Melissa said the background music. Oh, the best background music. I love Epcot's Christmas background loop. I mean, you'll probably hear it on today's show. I'm just saying.
I agree. And there's other stuff going on too at the other parks, like at Hollywood Studios. They're doing that projection on the Hollywood Tower of Terror, which is really cool. Features, of course, Prep and Landing and some other folks there at that. And also you get to see some of the Toy Story characters in their holiday gear. So that's worth seeing.
Sorry about that. Yes. Or at Animal Kingdom, they'll probably have like the menagerie of those animals. Those are so cool. Those little, I don't know, like marionettes. They're so
cool. I know
cool.
what you're talking. The Merry Menagerie.
Merry Menagerie. There you go. Yes. Mouthful.
Yes.
I mean, they have cool.
It's a Disney name.
Yeah, totally. But I mean, I'm excited. And like, we have the travel agency. We talk about that here on the show a lot, but I mean, really, Disney announced some pretty aggressive discounts for this time of year, right up to Christmas time. I think most of them go to December 22nd. So even if you weren't planning a trip this year, I mean, because I talked about this on Wednesday. The email I got last week as these discounts were announced, we're all the agents, imagine trying to apply discounts. This one kind of caught me by surprise. Yeah. Hey, here we go. So we're doing that. But the email I got, because again, my guests tend to skew hardcore Disney fans because you listen to our show. So, and I love you for that. But it's like, Mike wasn't planning on going down in November or early December. But guess what? I got to go to Jollywood Nights. And I was like, I hear you. I want to go too. Bring me. Let's go. But I think Disney, there was like a 1-2 punch, right? These holiday offerings are solid. They're better than ever, I think, this year. And combined with these aggressive discounts, tempting. Very tempting.
I like the aggressive discount description there. No, I agree. I think that we're always going to be your traveler enabler. Like we'll be a travel enabler. Like if you need an excuse, like we can come up with one. If you're like, I don't know whether I should go. We're like, you should go. But
that's not nice. Like when we talk about stuff, like he's like, should I buy this driver? Like, dude, buy it. You play golf every Sunday. Get it, man.
Exactly.
No.
I know, right? And so then in this case, we were like, yeah, these discounts are good. So we'll come up with an excuse for you. But yeah, no, we love people being able to take advantage of good pricing. I mean, when we see it, we will tell you so that you can. We know the more money you save, the more often you get to go. That's just part of the deal. So
yeah, it's an exciting time to go down there. So you got those parties, and of course, you could, when you're down there, kind of a sleeper thing. Don't forget, if you can, because you don't want to be in the parks all the time because it gets a little hectic. Again, I say go over to Fort Wilderness and just walk around and enjoy that, because those people do the campers and the motorhomes and the tents, even the little tent sites. They'll put, National Lampoon, give them a run for their money out there, and it's
100%.
fun. It is so cool. It's like its own little community over there. So do that. Go to the other resorts. There's so much to do even outside of the theme parks when you're down there, but the theme parks are really putting it on this year.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's just when you can save up to 35% and take advantage of some of these things, I think it's just a nice way to sort of step away from your life that we all know can get a little overwhelming at the holidays. So,
and let's be real, and not the app right now, but let's be real. Is the weather better in Pittsburgh in early December or Orlando? Come on now.
Yes, you know the answer to these questions.
Unless you live in a place like, I don't know, Florida, like insert your city, Sioux City, Iowa, Boise,
Right.
Idaho, Denver, Colorado. I don't know, wherever you are, unless you're like in Phoenix or something, blank. You want to be there. Just if you can get a few days of palm trees and 75 degrees and wear some shorts and listen to Chris. I always say Christmas music and palm trees and Christmas lights. Oh, it's the bomb, because it's so weird for somebody from the Midwest, but God, I love it. I love it. So yeah, I'm all about getting down there. So it'll be fun. But yeah, so Christmas in June, exciting times. I think Disney is really, I think they're kind of back with the holidays this year. Because again, they've been inching their way out of COVID through the holiday season. They had that, I don't even remember what it was called at this point. It wasn't Mickey's Very Merry. It was
No.
what was that called? That little kind of in-betweener.
I can't remember. The name is escaping me.
I can't either. Isn't that scary? Like, it seems like it was forever ago. It really wasn't that long ago. But it seems everything, is back and more. So I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to duck out here and get your thoughts. What are you excited about this holiday season? Let us know on the social media at Be Our Guest Mike for me, at TMFLT Pam for Pam. And of course, we'll have the live call-in show. We'll talk about this on Sunday night even more if you would like. Any conversation you want to have, join us. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. The phone lines will be open. Give us a call. We'll talk Disney with you. So we'll be looking forward to that. Scott will be joining me for that show. As always, our show is brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. Check them out today. We'd love to help you plan. You want to get down there for this holiday season? We're Santa's little helper, even in June. We can help you out. MagicForLess.com. Fill out the quote form. We'll take care of it from there. Also, Disneyland, great place to go. Take a cruise. Or Adventures by Disney. Feel like a VIP and see the world in a way that only Disney can provide it. Check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Click through. It helps us out throughout the year. Super simple and easy way to support the show. And of course, our patrons make all this possible. A sincere thank you to each and every one of you. We appreciate you so much. If you'd like to join us, please come over and support us. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You'll get the bonus show called Mike in the Midwest every week. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. So until we get back together again on Monday, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. All right. Hey, good stuff. We're there.
All right. So, are we going to record something else this week?
So I have tomorrow. I could.
Okay. I can do something
in the morning. Let me see what tomorrow looks like. Because I only have tomorrow's platinum, gold.
Tomorrow's platinum.
Wednesday's gold. Thursday's silver.
Wednesday's gold. Yes.
I do have a platinum, and I have a few platinums, but I can probably get through them.
Okay.
Maybe tomorrow afternoon we could do a show or two.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I'll be gone next.
No, that'd be good. Yeah, tomorrow we'll plan on just doing one show or maybe two.
Let's get them done because I think we'll all feel better. There's
I agree,
one of the 8 million things we have to do.
I know, because I got to do 5 shows in addition to like the shows we'll be doing. Yeah. Those don't count.
Okay.
So yeah, that'd be great.
Sounds
so
good.
I'll text you in the morning, give you an update.
Right. Okay, sounds good.
Have a good night.
See you, everybody.
Hello.
All right, see y'all.
See ya.
Bye.